All right.
James.
Dark horses for Charlotte. Who it is? Who is it? So you only get one. Okay. You me go first.
It had to be our tier 3 or lower for us.
No. We did that for the SEC, I think, because we did. Well, real quick. You think about it. I'm going to go over to our friends over at Bet Online, and I'm going to pull up our odds. Okay, so we'll get it. We'll get that. We'll get this looked at real quick because I think that is something that I don't want to say could determine, but could definitely.
Well, I kind of want to see the odds also because I feel like there's a difference in the clear cut favorite. Obviously.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So Clemson is plus 225. All right. Jesus. Miami is plus 250. This is to win it out, win the whole thing, to win the conference. Yeah. So keep that in mind when we do this. So let's see here. Miami's plus 250, Louisville plus 475, SMU plus 500, Florida State plus 1200, North Carolina plus 1200, Georgia Tech plus 1200, Virginia Tech plus 3300, Duke plus 3300. I'm going to give you mine. It's Georgia Tech. If they figure out the defense, like I like Blake Gideon, but if they figure out the defense, I put them in Charlotte plus 1200. I would take that. I'd throw $50 on it, see what happens.
Check cleared.
No, I can tell you there's no check there cleared. They barely could pay me when they needed to. So that guy doesn't work there.
I'll go next. I'm going to take Duke.
Plus 3,300. You can make some fun money with that.
Yeah, with Mensa coming in at quarterback. The number to me, I don't care what 24/7 ended up saying at the end. I think Mensa was the best quarterback in the portal. I mean, he's a true difference maker at the position. I think he's a playmaker. I think he could make enough plays and win some games that Duke probably shouldn't win. Sorry, I got distracted by the comments. I like Duke with Manny Diaz. The defense is going to keep them in games, probably overachieve a little bit, I think. I think they definitely did that in 2024. And, major upgrade at the quarterback position. You bring in a guy is it a stretch to say he might be in the top 3 of quarterbacks in the ACC?
Mensa?
Mm-hmm. I guess it is. We already talked about him. But
well, I was going to say, we didn't put him there.
Top 5, so.
But, I mean, I think we all talked about, like, he's a guy that could definitely play as well. I mean, he has the ability to be a top 5.
We just got to see him in this level of competition. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's no knock to what Tulane plays in. They're playing probably the hardest G5 conference easily. That could be a low-key of Power 5 conference.
Yeah.
Maybe just a lower tier one. Knocking out some of those schools would make it a lot easier. But I don't disagree with that, Will. That's not a hot take. It's up there, but it's not a hot take.
But plus 3,300 for Duke. I mean,
that's to win.
That's to win. Like, what is it? I don't know what
we're talking about to make here.
I don't think I don't think you look at that. I don't think that's a odds kind of thing.
I'm certainly not picking Duke to win the ACC. I'm certainly
I'll
not.
say this. If it's plus 3,300, it's probably plus 2,000 to make. If it's that low, right?
No, it's probably
it would be reversed.
It's probably like plus 200.
Yeah,
250.
If you're plus 3,300 to win it, it's you
won't have longer odds to make it than you would to win it.
Well, Ralph said 2,000, which would be 3,300. 2,000 is less than 3,300. So,
I'm stupid.
Yeah, I was thinking plus 330 because of how we worded it. Will left. No, but seriously, I think that I'll say this, and I wanted to talk a little bit more Georgia Tech because I just kind of said it. Georgia Tech has, I talked about this on a podcast earlier this week. They've got the quarterback. They've got the running back. They got to find a running back too. They've got to find a way to replace, and Will love this, Eric Singleton in the aggregate. They've got to find a way to find the production somehow from there. Offensive line's got to step up. The defense has to take a step. And if they do, they can go to Charlotte. And I think with Will was saying, like, defensively, you feel like under Manny Diaz, you're going to have a pretty decent floor defensively. Having a quarterback this might be crazy. I just think Duke and Georgia Tech are such comparable programs. If Duke would have had a better quarterback last year, I think they could have done a little bit more. Murphy just left a lot to be desired. He's still super raw. Menza could really, I don't know. Menza could be fun. So I've got Georgia Tech. Will is rolling with Duke. Ralph, you want me to read you some odds again, or you got yours locked in?
I got mine pulled up.
All right, here we go. What you got?
I'm not going to pick with the top 3. So that would be Clemson, Miami, Louisville. I'm just not going to go down. I'm going to SMU plus 500.
Just to make it.
Yeah.
Does that qualify as a dark horse?
It's not in the top 3. If you took Georgia Tech, I'm not going to take Florida State. I'm not taking North Carolina because I don't know what they got this year. I just don't know. If I go any lower, I'm going North Carolina State and Duke and Cal, and I don't feel safe with that. I just
stand on business and take Virginia then.
Just stand on business, Ralph.
My question is how does Virginia have better odds than Boston College, Wake Forest, and Stanford?
Virginia has better odds to win over Boston College?
15,000. Boston College has 15,000. Wake Forest and Stanford both have 30,000.
Wow.
I'm still saying SMU because I don't know if I want to go any lower than that. Because I mean,
you're just not feeling ballsy tonight. I understand it.
Don't care. It's my dark horse choice.
So
they're my dark horse last year. I'm gonna go with it again, right till they die. Right.